predict all the reasons you can think of for why cells divide. Some people said that they can divide for reproduction, your sex cells like sperm and eggs. Some people said that you can heal wounds or cuts, and some people said that you grow and get taller. And so cells are dividing for those three reasons. Our agenda and objective seems to be able to identify and describe the steps of cell cycle. Agenda, functions of the cell division, the stages of cell division, which are interphase, mitosis, and cytokinesis, analysis, mnemonic devices, and wrap up. All right, so read along as I read aloud. What are the functions of cell division? How do tiny frog eggs become big frogs? Cell division allows organisms to grow larger. One cell splits into two, two into four, and so on, until a single cell becomes a multicellular organism. How does a broken bone heal? Cell division produces new healthy bone cells that replace the damaged cells. Similarly, cell division can replace aging cells of those that die from disease. So that was a good wrap up of what we just talked about for the object or the warm up, wasn't it? The other one they didn't talk about is reproductive cells. All right, growth and repair are two functions of cell division, growth, repair. Many single-celled organisms, such as amoebas, reproduce this way. Let me just read the whole thing. Growth and repair are two functions of cell division. A third function is reproduction, OC. So growth, repair, reproduction. Some organisms reproduce simply through cell division. Many single-celled organisms, such as amoebas, reproduce this way. Other organisms can reproduce when cell division leads to growth of new structures. For example, a cactus can grow new stems and roots. These structures can then break away from the parent plant and become a separate plant. Most organisms reproduce when specialized cells from two different parents combine, forming two new cells. Forming a new cell. So that would be like how mammals do it. Humans, animals. This cell then undergoes many divisions and grows into a new organism. Cell division has more than one function in living things, as shown in Figure 1. Cell division allows organisms to grow, repair damaged structures, and reproduce. So hopefully this is the division. Yeah, Figure 1. Cell division. Each photo represents at least one function of cell division. Answer these questions. Label each photo as growth, repair, or reproduction. All right, so what do you guys think this elbow is? Growth, repair, or reproduction? Yeah, definitely. What about this plant? And, all right, yeah, nice. Perfect. See, you guys are good. All right, why do cells divide? All right, so here's some notes you're going to take. First one is reproduction, well, to produce offspring. Number 2, growth. Cell division produces new cells. Like that plant we saw. Or little babies growing up to be big people. Number 3, repair. The damaged cells are replaced by new cells during cell division. All right. Check your prediction. Go back to the warm-up. Were you able to list any correct reasons for why cells divide? Did you guys get any of these 3 things on your warm-up initially? Awesome, good job. Look at you people. If you didn't, well, maybe you learned something new now. So good job. Way to go. All right, check, 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 and check. That's crazy that paper is tattooing itself. All right, what happens during the cell cycle? The regular sequence of growth and division that cells undergo is known as the cell cycle. And that's what this whole entire lesson is called. Was like 5.3 day 1 cell cycle. So during the cell cycle, a cell grows, prepares for division, and divides into 2 new cells, which are called daughter cells. Each of the daughter cells then begins the cell cycle again. The cell cycle consists of 3 main stages: interphase, mitosis, and cytokinesis. So every single cell in your body does this. It grows, prepares for division, and then divides. Remember a long time ago when we were talking about bacteria dividing? You remember what we called that process? It was a long time ago, so if you don't remember, that's okay. It was binary fission. So it's kind of similar to that, but it's different because these are cells within the body. Those are bacteria reproducing themselves, trying to make babies, or I guess daughter bacteria, really. All right, so what happens during the cell cycle? Well, one thing is the cell grows, the cell prepares for division, and the cell divides into two new cells. And this is a cool picture. And it really makes sense that cells would divide in a similar way to the way that bacteria divides, since we all evolved from bacteria way back in the day. Because bacteria was here first. And that's like aliens came and brought some stuff with them, but probably not. All right. Stage one is the interphase. The first stage of the cell cycle is interphase. This stage is the period before cell division. During interphase, the cell grows, makes a copy of its DNA, and prepares to divide into two new cells. All right. So look at these. This is the DNA. No, here's the DNA in the nucleus. All right, growing. Early during interphase, a cell grows to its full size. It produces its organelles it needs. For example, plant cells make more chloroplasts, and all cells make more ribosomes in mitochondria. Cells also make more enzymes, substances that speed up chemical reaction in living things. So they're reproducing everything. Everything's doubling inside of it. Copying DNA. Next, the cell makes an exact copy of the DNA in its nucleus in a process called replication. You may know that DNA holds the information that a cell needs to carry out its functions within the nucleus. DNA and proteins form thread-like structures called chromosomes. At the end of replication, the cell contains two identical sets of chromosomes. Okay, so everything inside is doubling. And actually, our next unit, Unit 6, is all about DNA. So we'll learn a little bit more about that next unit. So that should be fun. It's kind of interesting. I actually really like this unit too, heredity. I feel like students are pretty successful with this unit, so I'm happy about that. All right, so what are the stages of the cell cycle? Stage 1, interphase. Cells are not dividing yet. So they're not dividing, but they are like growing and stuff. They're replicating inside of the single cell itself. Normal life activities are carried out, like growing, transporting materials into the cell, and getting rid of waste. So during interphase, they're just busy being a cell. They're getting bigger, things are starting to duplicate. During interphase, DNA replicates, makes an exact copy of itself. And chromatin, which contains the DNA, is compacted into visible structures called chromosomes. Oh, hi, Benton. Wait, Benton's gone. Yeah, bye, Benton. Austin says, yes, you can hear me from across the room. That's good to know. See, it's working. Before, when I was like back here and I was talking, and kids would be like, I can't hear you, blah, blah, blah. So now they can. Now everybody's happy. All right. So that was interphase. Stage 2 is mitosis. So what I want you guys to do is either by yourself or with a partner, read the paragraphs, and fill in the blanks on your documents for stage 2 and stage 3. Do you guys think that would be something you could do? So you're going to read from page 59. If you have your book, that's great. If not, you can read from the slide. And you are going to, let's see. So stage 2, have your students find a partner and fill in the chart below by scanning page 60 to 61 for relevant information. Include a picture for each phase from the presentation or the internet. Virtual students would do this alone. All right, I guess we should fill out this one first and then split up. All right, so let's do mitosis together then. No, meiosis. No, stage 2. Stage 2, mitosis. Once interphase ends, the second stage of the cell cycle begins. During mitosis, the cell's nucleus divides into 2 new nuclei and 1 set of DNA is distributed into each daughter cell. Scientists divide mitosis into 4 parts or phases: prophase, metaphase, anaphase, and telophase. All right. So stage 2 is mitosis. We'll do this together, which we are now. The nucleus divides, resulting into 2 identical sets of chromosomes. So in stage 1, it was creating the 2. They were replicating. Now they actually divide within the single cell into 2. For each phase of mitosis, a partner will scan the, oh look, this has it here, perfect. Will scan the book for relevant information and include a picture of each step from the presentation or the internet in your notes. So you read this and fill in your notes. You can do it by yourself or with a partner. Okay. I think this should take just a few minutes. It's 8:53, so maybe about 8:56. Okay. Maybe a little longer because there's quite a bit here. These 4 boxes where you're filling in. All right, I'll actually take a screenshot of this and add it into this slide. Hey, how's it going, sir? Is that the Rose-Hulman thing? Awesome, I put it on my Canvas prep page for all my classes. I'll link to it. So hopefully kids are clicking on it. You guys click on the Rose-Hulman thing yet, ever? Anybody? One person? No. Well, I told him about it. I'll tell him again. Yeah, exactly. Have a nice day. They'll help you. Yeah, ask Rose. Rose Hulman. They will not bully you. They will not be meanie pants. Oh.
They just keep repeating the question over and over like it's gonna help.
Huh.
They're like, okay, look at this question.
Do teachers make it harder?
Maybe I should do.
I know it.
I could get paid, and I could just be like 2 + 2. If they don't know, I could just say it.
Yeah, I guess so.
And then their parents would say.
Just come
Kindergarten would be like, what color? How many red circles are there out of the one?
You guys are cute.
busy children.
They're gonna be like, it's 3.
Just give them like simple.
Wow.
I don't know.
Kindergarten's so hard. I taught kindergarten before. We'll get there in a minute.
Second grade.
I think more like the possibility of
I have been-
Exactly. Exactly. Exactly.
Or like they're like
True. True too.
I wonder how much I would get paid to teach a kid how to count to 10.
None.
$10 for 10 numbers.
Zero. All right, y'all have this finished? It sounds like we probably do. All right, well then I'll give you another minute or 2. Why not? I assume you chose to work individually. All right, we'll go until 9 o'clock. Then we'll go over some of these things. That's good partner work there.
You a playing card.
Don't accept it. Just do your work. Not in playing cards.
Why did they just take your computer out?
Why not? It's more comfortable that way. Yeah, you guys make sure you get a picture of each one. So if you have the slide open, you really want to be a lazy daisy, you can copy and paste the picture from the slide into the documents. See, exactly. You'd be a lazy daisy or maybe a smart Bart. Yeah, on your document, go to the very top, open a new tab. That should work. It probably won't work on Canvas because it's like the presentation mode.
February 4th already?
I know, right?
I just wanted that to be nice. Oh, wow.
Whoa. All right, that's cool. Check it. This is at the top of my homepage for science. So now you guys know what to do next week. Yeah, don't do that. All right, so yeah, it seems like it should be Southport Township, not Perry Township.
How many schools are there?
2 high schools, 2 middle schools, and a bunch of elementaries.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, exactly. All right, so prophase. Chromosomes in the nucleus condense. The pairs of centrioles move to opposite sides of the nucleus. Spindle fibers form a bridge between the ends of the cell. The nuclear envelope breaks down. So phase 1, prophase, the chromosomes in the nucleus of the cell condense and become visible. The envelope around the nucleus breaks down. So the envelope is like the wrapper, it envelops it. All right, metaphase. Each chromosome attaches to a spindle fiber at its centromere. So metaphase, look at these things. These things are all in the middle. Metaphase, middle. Prophase, first. Metaphase, middle. So prophase, the word pro means like top, first. That's the prefix. A professional basketball player is like the top. They're the first. They're the best. So they're first. Metaphase, middle. So your notes here, phase 2 metaphase, chromosomes attached to spindle fibers at their centromeres. And hopefully you guys all have this. I'm going kind of fast because you should have had all this time to take these notes. But check out these things in the middle. Anaphase. The centromere of each chromosome splits, pulling the chromatids apart. Each chromatid is now called a chromosome. These chromosomes are drawn by their spindle fibers to opposite ends of the cell. The cell stretches out. So look at this cell stretching out. This activity asks you to draw in the opposite side. So that's why it's white like that. So here is anaphase. So anaphase starts with an A and then move apart in anaphase. So yeah, you might. So prophase is first because pros are first. Metaphase, the things move into the middle, second. Anaphase, they move apart because that's an A, anaphase apart. So the chromatids split and are pulled to opposite sides of the cell, pulled apart. Each side of the cell has a complete set of chromosomes. So they were duplicating and now they're splitting apart here. Telophase. They kind of look like a Teletubby, doesn't it? Yeah. So telophase looks like a Teletubby. It's about ready to split. See, they're still attached here, but kind of Teletubbies have that shape. So a new nuclear membrane forms around each chromosome. Cytokinesis begins. Stage 3, cytokinesis. The final stage of the cell cycle, which is called cytokinesis, completes the process of cell division. During cytokinesis, the cytoplasm divides. The structures are then distributed into each of the two new cells. Cytokinesis usually starts at about the same time as telophase. When cytokinesis is complete, each daughter cell has the same number of chromosomes as the parent cell. At the end of cytokinesis, each cell enters interphase and the cell cycle begins again. Cytokinesis in animal cells. During cytokinesis in animal cells, the cell membrane squeezes together around the middle of the cell as shown here or here. The cytoplasm pinches into the two cells. Each daughter cell gets about half the organelles of the parent cell, which makes sense. They split, they get half each. All right, stage 3, cytokinesis. The cell membrane pinches inward between the nuclei, eventually forming two complete cells. See, two new cells. You're supposed to draw the new daughter cell here, and I'm not sure you do in your document. What does it have you do in your document here? Not much. All right. All right. So, has everybody got the notes up to this stage so far? Good. Next, we're going to look at the analysis question. What thing? All right. The cell membrane pinches inward between the nuclei, eventually forming two complete cells. So they say the Teletubby phase and cytokinesis start at about the same time. All right, so there's a few questions here, analysis questions. I'm gonna read these questions aloud to y'all, and then you can answer them on your own. Then you can create a mnemonic device to help you with remembering the order of the things. And then there's a wrap-up question. So let me read these questions aloud for the video. It says, analysis. What does this graph suggest about the time a cell spins an interphase? So if you look at here, here's mitosis. Cytokinesis is small. Interphase is all of this yellow. Based on this graph, how much time in the cell is the cell spending dividing compared to just being a cell? So it actually tells you how many minutes and hours or whatever. 2 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours. And this says 1 hour. So mitosis and cytokinesis, most of that 1 hour is mitosis. So you have to look at this about about how many minutes of 60 would cytokinesis be? So how much time is this cell spending cytokinesis? That's the last question there. You're going to create a memory device or mnemonic device by writing a sentence using each letter in order. Make sure it's school appropriate. It's like never eat soggy waffles or whatever for Northeast, Southwest. And then the wrap-up question, identify the phases on the following slide. So looking at these slides, which one's metaphase? Which one's anaphase? Which one is Teletubby phase? Which one is prophase? Then there's an extension You edit your drawing and fill in the missing blanks. All right, can anybody answer these three questions? What does this graph suggest about the time a cell spends in interphase?
Says that it's in interface. 1 hour.
All right, so 21 of the 23 hours, is that most of it or not? Oh yeah, is that most of it or not? Yeah, so most of its time is spent interface. Based on this graph, how much time is this cell spending dividing compared to just being a cell? So you said it just a second ago, Joe. How many hours is it being a cell and how many is it dividing?
It's being a cell for 21 hours.
So it's being a cell for 21 hours, and how many hours is it being in division? About 1 hour, yeah. So 21 to 1. And how much time is this cell spending in cytokinesis? What do you guys think about how much of the percentage would be cytokinesis here? How many minutes? Yeah, maybe 10, 20 minutes. Yeah, not much. Okay, good. So create a mnemonic device, do the wrap up, and do the extension if you want. Oh, domain, kingdom.